Well, welcome to our three-part series this week called The Year of Jubilee. And we're going to start out in this first section talking about what a year of Jubilee is and how it relates to us and what we're doing right now. The Year of Jubilee. In years of Jubilee, in the Old Testament times, those were times of great joy and celebration. Literally, they had the potential of being the best year of a person's life. And I think you're going to see that could be true for you too, right now. In Bible times, every 25 or 50 years and an anniversary of something, they would have a special occasion, like a 50-year wedding anniversary thing today. Sometimes those are still called jubilees. So what would happen is the leader of the nation would say, we're going to have a jubilee. And they would say, we're going to prepare for it for 7 years. And then after that 7-year time of preparation, we'll have a year of jubilee of celebration. Sometimes the actual year of Jubilee would last for almost 2 years. Well, we're having a special anniversary at our church in Lawrence on the 15th of September of this year. That's when 25 years ago we started our church. And we've actually been preparing for 7 years for this Jubilee that starts today, May 15th of 2016, and it may go on till the end of the year 2017 or beyond. We didn't know we were preparing for it, but I can see now that we were. It's a great celebration. Now, in Bible times, when they had a Jubilee, they celebrated freedom, the fact that everyone's sin was canceled. They used the term universal pardon. There was reconciliation not only between mankind and God, but reconciliation between all adversaries. Original property was given back to its original owner. Slaves were actually returned to their family of origin. They were no longer slaves. And they celebrated a newfound solidarity and hope and justice and joy and peace and honor. Literally, you could see how that would be the best year of someone's life. Well, after learning and growing in grace and in the finished work of Jesus and in God's unconditional love for the past 7 years, we're ready to have a year of Jubilee and a celebration of grace. And we'll find out that as we actually live out the grace that we've been learning for 7 years, literally, every day can be the best day of our life. So I want to start out by asking, what does grace actually look like in our lives, and what's its purpose? We know that Jesus is grace, so what did his life look like? What he accomplished at the cross, I'm coming to see, is the same as what his entire life looked like. So think about for a minute, what are some things that you would say characterized Jesus' life? And what did he accomplish in his finished work at the cross? I have a list of some things that I thought of that Jesus' life looked like and what he accomplished. Now, it won't include everything that you thought of course, but at least here's a starter. I found that as I've studied Jesus' life and what he did at the cross, what we've learned about grace includes the fact that God is love. God is love in community. God's love in community is grace. Jesus is grace. Jesus' grace is their glory. And Jesus did everything for everyone at his finished work at the cross for our relationship with him and each other forever. Christ, love, grace, truth, glory are all in us, and we are in Christ. Now, Jesus actually modeled grace and lived out grace on earth and big time at the cross. And of course, he continues to do that now in us, as us, and through us. One of the things that's a result of that is we found that there's absolutely no separation, no distance, no delay between us and God. Now, what Jesus did at the cross wasn't just a one-time thing for certain people, and then one day he's going to come back and he's going to pour out his wrath and punish everybody else. No, it was a one-time thing for everyone. Jesus actually emptied himself at the cross. He let go of everything that was not good that he'd taken on from us. Of course, he kept the good things, love and joy and peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, faith, self-control, grace, and mercy. And I like this quote from Richard Rohr. He says, letting go is the nature of all true spirituality and transformation. Real power is letting go of any power that we might have for the benefit of another person. And God's unconditional love always does what's best for the benefit of the other person. So let's look at some of the things that Jesus let go of. This is what he wants to do in us and as he lives his life through us with other people right now. Jesus let go of all power. He let go of the right to be right. He let go of the right to prove that he's right. He let go of the right to punish enemies. He let go of the right to even have enemies. He let go of the right to keep a list of wrongs of people. He let go of the right to focus on people's sin. He let go of the right to hold any sin against us. He let go of the right to set rules, to set the law. He actually fulfilled the law and then finished it and made it obsolete. He let go of the right to get what he wants in the moment. He didn't want to go to the cross as a human. He let go of the right to feel good and be happy. He let go of the right to appear to win. He let go of the right to judge and condemn and label and criticize. He let go of the right to have doctrines and dogmas and traditions. He did away with all of those. He let go of the right to do what he wanted as a human. Now, that's all a great picture of grace. And that's what grace looks like in us. Well, how did Jesus do all of that? Simply put, he trusted his Father completely in everything. And that's what he wants us to do. Now, I want to focus on one thing here. The fact that he took away all of our sin and did away with it and forgave it. Did you ever wonder, where did that sin go that Jesus took away? I think it went into God's black hole. A black hole, if you know a little bit about science, is a region of space having a gravitational field so intense that no matter or radiation, nothing can escape from it. Things just disappear into that black hole without a trace. There's nothing left to even remind you of what went in there. In the middle of our galaxy is a supermassive black hole. You can't see a black hole. You can see a round black circle, but you can't see anything in it. But you can see things that are close to it, and you can observe them being drawn in, and then poof, they're gone. As you get close to a black hole, there's a thing called an event horizon. There's like a point of no return. When things get close to that, once they get to that event horizon, they get sucked into it, and they're gone forever. Now, as far as God goes, I don't think there's actually a black hole that sin is sucked into, but I think this is a very good illustration. As far as God goes, it's like everything that caused a negative effect on our relationship with him has gone into his black hole. He took away all sin, judgment, exclusion, never to ever return to God. And he only left us with our pure original identity as sons and daughters of God, being one with him. Now, because of God putting all of our negative stuff in this black hole, we now have our year of Jubilee. We're celebrating all of this. We're celebrating our forgiveness of sin, that sin's gone. We're celebrating universal pardon for everyone. We're celebrating reconciliation of relationships, not only between us and God, but between adversaries. We're celebrating the restoration of property and our identity. Our identity has literally been restored to its origin as new creations in Christ. Slaves, those of us who've been slave to sin and to all kinds of things, are now being restored to our original origin. And we have solidarity and hope and justice and peace and honor. This literally does have the potential to be the best year of our life. Well, that ends the first part of our three-part series on the year of Jubilee. Next time, we're going to start to focus on living out what we've learned. Thanks for watching.